in ashram is better meditative than people without ashram. I don't know. So it's
will be nice. Put out, or if you will put out all these things, and then after I will begin.
okay.
Let us start setting up your meeting for YouTube Live. Let's set up first. I can also record. I think we are live. I think. How to change the view? Just a minute. Okay, so this live will go on, no? I paused in my, because it was creating double sound on YouTube playing, and I was thinking, who is talking? Still it's coming. The voice from where?
For me, it's clear.
No, I am hearing double voice. Now it's okay. Just a minute. Technical things. If I copy this, okay, now done. Now we can talk.
Okay, Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste. Yeah.
Today our topic will be the transcendental meditation, and for modern people, meditation became very popular in Europe and United States, and so many people think that it's a competition. You have to be better meditator, you have to improve yourself. So can you mention, is it any levels of transcendental meditation, or is it any competition, or is it how high or how low we can dive into the meditation?
Good question. Very good question. First of all, to understand this transcendental meditation, what it is, which let's say, suppose or begin. Suppose we don't have any books. We don't have Bible. We don't have Quran. We don't have Gita. We don't have Vedas. We don't have our 6 philosophies. Any support. No support is there. Like, then what? And I ask you to meditate. Without any support, without any technique, without anything. And a desire comes to you to transcend, go beyond, and have the knowledge which is beyond the self. That we call transcend, you are transcendental, which is the absolute truth. So if you're in yourself, in anybody sitting in a human form in this planet, somebody is born in human form and with all the limbs intact, brain is relatively, he is healthy. Desire arises of transcendence. I want to transcend myself. I want to go beyond myself. I would like to see a transformation within which can comprehend the highest truth and reality. First of all, there should be a desire to transcend. When we come to this idea of transcendental, the truth which is beyond the self, we can make any conjectures beyond my intelligence. and I don't have any support of the books. And even I have support of the books, I can make conjectures, idea. I don't know. So the person, a human being, making an effort, jiva, keeping a desire to attain highest realization, the absolute truth, or even not this much, but is this much that I want to go beyond myself. I want to see a transformation within myself. What you will do and from where you will begin. So I am taking it in universal form. Remove all caste, creed, limitations, divisions. You are a human being, relatively intact with all your limbs. Body, brain, hormonal system, everything is fine. You are not hungry, you are not dying, nothing is there which is compelling you. And sitting in this position, you say, what is beyond? I am healthy. I have enough money to take care of my body and family. No worry. And desire arises. After that, what is beyond this? What is beyond that than just eating, sleeping, having fun, sex, food? I mean, what is beyond that? Is there something? This idea makes you meditated. Otherwise, you are not a meditator. Your purpose is different. You become a meditator only when idea arises in you that what is lying, what is truth, what is beyond my senses. If something is hidden, some knowledge is hidden, and you want to make an effort also, then you will do something. You come to the doing mode. You want to do something to transform yourself. And let's put no labels that you go to look in Quran, you go to look in Gita, you go to look in Bible, you go to look in Vedas. No support. From where you will begin? You will begin from the same I. Because you don't have anything. You have only an I. And you are doubting whether this I is fully true or not. So you have an idea of I, which you are doubting about it. You have also a desire to transform this I to something new I, which you can have any idea. So a human will make an effort, then he will make an effort from his own ego. And that's the only thing you have. That's the only thing at that you are standing on this idea I. You are standing and you also want to go beyond this I. Then what? No guru, no support, no teacher, and you are with this. Then what you will do? That doing, that effort is called transcendental meditation. You are entering into it. So you will start to study what is this I? What is this structure of this I? How it is formed? How much it can be purified, transformed, changed? With this idea, you will approach the idea of I, which every human being has to possess. Even any animal can possess, but we are talking about human beings. So you will begin with the I. Technically, if you make a distance from the I, you are transcending yourself already. In order to study the I, you need to keep the I a little bit forward, a distance. The very effort to understand the I, you are making an I an object to study it. This I want to go beyond. This detachment happened already. This we call detachment. Before you were one with this I, and you have no idea that something can be done beyond something I there. Now you got the idea, so your I, you are started to create a detachment. We call it a detachment, means distance, or making it an object. If you are making something object, you are detached. You are observing it. So what a human got, an observation capacity, and you will begin with the I. But in this very effort, you started to transcend because you made a detachment process. Here, everybody beginning. Everyone has to begin. It doesn't, if no one of any human has ever been enlightened, and the humanity will take the first effort, the first guru, the Adi Guru. Like you say the Adi Shiva. You give it any name, Shiva, Rama, doesn't matter. But we say Adi Guru, who gives this knowledge to human beings. So how this Adi Guru is born? Who? We say, okay, he got by himself. Everybody then can got by himself. If one person got it, means there is a way you drop all the support and you can go by yourself. If Adi Guru or anyone become the first guru, make an effort, making an effort, creating a detachment, you become the observer of your own I. That is the beginning of transcendental knowledge. You are going beyond your ego. Already you created detachment. Now, question is levels of how deep, how high. That's we need to understand it. So on this platform, everybody beginning. So without any division, a meditator can relate to another meditator and guide without any support. Well, in this, the way we are moving in sadhana book, we are taking support of the books. But once you call transcendental, you don't need any support. You don't need any guru. You don't need any books. You don't need any shastras. Remove it. Removing all it will make effort. Anyone will begin from this point. Study the self. The idea of I is becomes your object. And you become the observer. That's the first relationship happened. An observer, an idea of I, and the knowledge which will emerge out of that. This observer may not be God consciousness or may not be fully conscious, but this observer is your intelligence. That's your intelligence. So intelligence, being you are fully will be identified with your intelligence, with your own intelligence. Before, there was the confidence. We will go slowly. We see the confidence and ego and confidence and the effort and result and the fruits of action. So here, you become identified with your own intelligence. So we can technically we say intelligence is observing the ego. That's the beginning of transcendence. Intelligence observing the ego. How deep and how minute this observation is, that is depth and height. But if we come to measure it here, then we need a support of someone who is giving some guidance. We can see support of Patanjali, 7 bodies, observing first body, second body, third body, fourth body, fifth or sixth or seventh. According to that, we can measure the depth and height of meditation. So once you start to study the ego, the first thing comes in observation, the idea of I is being crystallized on the basis of motor organs. How much strength I have in my muscles, in my legs, in my motor organs. Based on that, you have idea of I. anyone. The first structure appears, which is the outer core of a structure, is how idea of I is being formed over what this body can do and what this body cannot do in movement. In movement. So your strength of motor organs is playing, giving you a confidence to the ego. Then we say, I am confident. On what basis? You are crystallizing the I. I am now giving quality to that. I am confident. So confident about what? Means my body is healthy. I can work. I can move. I can do movements. And then in life you see, oh, something went wrong. You become sick. Your body is incapable of movement. Your confidence will start to lose. You will start to lose confidence. Idea of I will start to tremble, shake. So you observe, intelligence observed the outer core of the body of I is dependent on our motor organ. The first observation. And it is transcendental because you are taking a distance in the very beginning. If you will be attached, you will lose. You need to be detached. So that's called detachment. Oh, I can see my idea of I, how it's formed, how it is being formed right now. So this is your first observation and first knowledge. In meditation, knowledge of I itself. You don't study books. You study the self. I. Meditation. The most important is to study, and books are there to support you. But basically, if there are no books, nobody, still you can study. What you will study? The formation of I and dissolution of I. Nothing more. So this formation, if we follow Patanjali, then we say, oh, transcendental path of Patanjali or anyone. Doesn't matter even Patanjali is saying it or not saying it. You have read Patanjali book or not book. Doesn't matter. You have read any spiritual books. Doesn't matter. So this path we call universal path. It's not dependent on your shastras and books and holy books or Holy Spirit or a pandit or anyone, priest, anyone coming between you and the God. The transcendental knowledge and you, there is nobody in the middle. You're going by yourself and you don't need anything. You can be illiterate. You can be fully illiterate, not educated. But to study the self, you don't need language. So when I am seeing here, you meditating in somewhere, Europe, somebody meditating in America, somebody may be Christian, Muslim, here, there. So to a meditator, this is all a conditioning, just a conditioning, nothing else. This is our beginning. We saw the idea, how I is formed. You sit and started to look. This is your first step of depth and height in meditation. Universal path of meditation. Every human being can walk and have been walking and will be walking this transcendental path. Then, when you started to study and say how fragile this idea of I is, and how much fear there. Oh, I can be sick. Oh, I can do. Oh, if something went wrong. Oh, I cannot handle nothing can be done. And you are always scared, afraid. My body should not be damaged from somewhere, somehow, because everything is depending. An idea of I is depending on. Well, here, different reactions. Every truth is the same. You will meditate is the same. I will meditate is the same. But we may react differently. The first truth that my idea of I is fully dependent on my physical capacity of movement. Very crude I, not very refined, very crude. And everyone can at least sense this much. So anyone, everyone, every human being can begin. Well, the role of guru comes who initiates you in this path. Otherwise, you will also go to the same path. If you will relax, sit, do nothing, you will start to see by yourself. If not, a guru tells you systematic path. This is the way you can go. And you don't have to spend much time. You can take the help of IST, or you can take the help of guru or J. Krishnamurti. No need. It's true, fully true. You don't need, nobody needs anything. You don't need any support from anywhere to follow the transcendental. But we, in experience, we see, oh, it's very difficult. Better you have a guide. Not easy. Make it easy, and because there are many risks following yourself. So you may fall in conjectures. You may fall in a way that you take false as a truth. A lot of mistakes possible. So we say, no, get a guru. No? Get a teacher, get a guide. Don't walk by yourself, but you can walk. That is the glory of a human being. Anyone can attain the truth. And honestly, if you will begin the same path where everybody begins, which is our first step of dust and high meditation. More deeply and more clearly you see this structure, more free you become. Once you see, you will not make it dependent on, no, I am not so stupid to make my confidence fully dependent on my sickness or my physical ability. I am beyond that. Seeing this phenomena, J. Krishnamurti responded differently. He said, you don't need any guru. Be honest and observe. Somebody say you need guru because the person, it's a reaction. Buddha saying this. When Buddha saw this, he said nothing there. Nothing there. It's just dependent. It's appearing to be a form, an idea, it's working, but actually it has no strength. It's fully dependent and it can disappear. So it's what you are so confident and so powerful you feel, when you say I, no? So I, when we say, each one has different support to exist. But this I, which is just depending on your physical capability of movement, how I can say it's a truth? You are looking for a truth, an I, which is not so weak. Which is not so weak. We are looking for a reality. Then we say, no, this is not the truth. I don't want this kind of I. I don't want to identify with this I, which is always giving me anxiety and fear and keeping me movement. More I move, more fearful I become, because operating center rule applies. You are doing exercises and things to make yourself healthy. But more you do, and if you're doing it out of fear, more you become healthy, more you will be afraid to lose the health. Anxiety hidden anxiety will be there. So seeing this, any intelligence is observing. So this we say awakening of intelligence. There comes a spark intelligence. For a second, it sees and say, my God, I don't want to be dependent. So this detachment become more distant. It was a little bit distant. Now it become more distant, and you appear to be unconcerned about it. No, you say, no, this is not a pure knowledge. This is not pure me. I don't want to identify this kind of I which is shaking and afraid of just to lose your kneecaps or you lose your elbow, some accident may happen, a lot of things. So no, Buddha says this is shunya. It's just appearance of interaction and it's appearing. This is not the truth. Don't take it as the truth. It's just intelligence observing ego, observing it, interacting with, and seeing dependence of ego on motor organs. They're all depending on each other. There is no truth here. It's shunya. And if you keep on observing, make it all separate, you will find there is nothing there. None exists by their own. Each existence is depending. So it's a psychophysical organism just moving its course, interacting with each other. You observe, analyze, make it separate, finished, nirvana. This is his response, his idea. He thought this is the best way to guide to the people, to make them test transcendental meditation. He started. Adi Shankaracharya seeing it, he responding very differently. He's saying, oh, ego, intelligence, mind, they are all just interacting to each other. So they say they're all depending on one, Brahma. So there is a transcendental God on which all four is depending. They don't have their appearance, but they appear to be acting. This is Maya. What you see is not there, on which you see in the world, your ego is so confident on your motor organs and it has no strength. So what it is appearing to you is not true. Snake and rope combination. So you say, he gives a word, Maya. So response, J. Krishnamurti is saying it. He say, what nonsense. This Granth, this Vedas, Bible, Quran, throw them all away. Useless. They will only help you to make conjectures and give you an idea of knowledge, but there will be no pure knowledge. So pure knowledge is here. You drop everything, be without support, and become a pure observer of the phenomena. We are following right now Patanjali or taking support of Bhagavad Gita in order to talk about it and follow a system which is given by, a system is already given, so I don't need to create a new one. To explain, you need a model. They are not the truth. They are a model explaining the truth. So Patanjali giving a model, the model means it can give you answers. If you ask a question, the model giving you answers, explaining it, explaining all your questions. So in Patanjali, where we say, oh, this is like you ask the question, what could be the depth and height? Now, from this, how to explain it without a model? So I will say this is your first experience of transcendental awakening of intelligence, the spark, the experience of transcendental truth in a spark. We can call it Satori. A small mini enlightenment, glimpse of enlightenment, which you are seeing, observing the formation of I depending on our movement capacity. First ego. This is the first depth and knowledge of it. If you keep on, then your body becomes silent. You can even be courageous to remove your idea of I. No, I will not depend my idea of I on our motor organ capacity. I will take detachment more. Then you start to observe your sense organs. Sense organs, that is little bit subtle. Eyes, nose, ears, no, touch, sexual organs, all this. Then you say, oh, sense organs. They are more subtle. Then you become detached again. You become the observer of your cognitive faculty. Because you become attached to motor faculty, somehow meditated, you saw it so stupid. Why to generate so much fear and anxiety and depending my confidence just over my body capability? No, I will be more subtle than you attach to your cognitive organs. The knowledge which your eyes are giving means whatever I see is true. Whatever I hear is true. I heard it. Whatever I smell is true. Whatever I taste is true. On that, I is established again on truth. I can never be established on false. Once intelligence see this is false, I immediately separate. No. I am not attached to this at all. No. It's dangerous. I will die. There is no power. So the I moves to the power to cognitive faculties. This is second layer of depth and height in meditation. So now you say, oh, it's very subtle. No? So what I'm seeing, should I doubt? Is it true? Not true? No, I'm doubting. In this phenomena, you become detached. Because you are no more involved. You become detached and you started to observe what eyes are seeing and what kind of idea it is feeding to my eye. No? So you say, oh my God, if my eyes are not there, then how is I? What will happen to this eye? If my tongue, I cannot speak, what will happen to the eye? If I cannot smell, if I cannot taste, what kind of eye? So this eye is fully dependent on my cognitive ability. And may I take it as a truth or something beyond it? So the idea, the doubt, may I take it? There is something beyond, you become detached. That's the beginning of depth of second layer of experience. So anybody can measure himself. Patanjali is giving system so you can measure. You should not get lost somewhere in an idea that I am somebody and you are not there. So actually there will be no movement possible. Movement is possible when you really see, oh, this is reality, not in imagination. A real knowledge, truth. So for the real knowledge, you really observe. Then your dependency of I, which is cognitive organs only, you start to become detached. Then you start to see the whole psychodrama. I saying something, creating stories, something, no? So you see, no, all these stories and the mind is moving, it just conjectures. I cannot guarantee and stand on this truth. This is your second layer of the awakening of second layer of awakening in cognitive ability. You become detached or you don't make your eye dependent on this. You will not, never. Once you see it, you are out of it. That's the darkness and light relationship. It is awakening of intelligence is light even for 1 second or 2 seconds or 5 seconds, doesn't matter. But in that, it destroyed the darkness forever. You cannot be attached to this, your cognitive organs anymore, and form an idea of I, crystallize it, work for it, no, protect it, defend it, make defense mechanism to protect this idea of I. You will drop all this nonsense on cognitive ability. Then now you keep on observing. Now what? Means you see, no, the truth will be where all the sense organs will meet and create a conclusion. Not only what I see, no, hear. So all the sense organs involved, then you go to manas. Mind, the central plate, where all cognitive organs giving information and mind is creating a conclusion out of it. Then you become observer of your own mind. The essence, the conclusions coming from the mind. And when you start to observe, you see, my goodness, I cannot rely on even on this as a truth, because it's not giving me answer. It's only giving me what? Options. No truth, but many options it's giving. So, but in this effort, you become detached. That's the trick of transcendental. Of what you are observing, you become detached. You make a difference. You are making a distance. Okay, then you start to observe this, and you see, my goodness, I have created so many conjectures in my mind, so many conclusions which are not true. They are just optional. It may be true, may not be true. So then your confidence, the ego was, I am a knowledgeable person because I observe it through my mind. So you don't rely for the truth over your mind is more detached. This we call more depth, or you call more height. Then when you start to meditate more, then you say, oh my God, this mind is not designed to find truth. It's only designed to prove an idea. It is truth or false, doesn't matter. If I hold an idea that moon is flat, then mind will find arguments to prove moon is flat. If I hold the idea that this person is thief, then mind will go and look for the logics to prove that it is thief. So mind cannot give me truth. Mind cannot give me truth. Mind can only prove what ego is already holding, the idea. So ego has picked up the idea already at the name of truth, and work of the mind is to prove it. That's the tussle. That's the suffering that we call dukkha, the source of dukkha, the source of misery. You come to the source of misery. And the relationship, intelligence, observing interactions of ego and mind. Intelligence, observing. What kind of relationship is this? That ego can hold by any idea from anywhere. Ego means buying any idea without any scrutiny, nothing, you can take it. If you believe that your neighbor is your enemy, your mind will, job is to prove it, to bring logic, to prove that. So any idea you hold, give to the mind, the job of mind is to prove it. So mind, technically mind is a slave of I. It's working. Problem arises when you hold any idea which mind finds impossible to prove. That's so when you meditate, nobody supporting you, is studying yourself, your own components. That is the another depth of understanding. This is the final blow of your dependency on any knowledge over your mind. Then you find out that this mind is not giving me truth, but it's only trying to prove what I believe. I is believing this is truth. If I am a Hindu, I am reading Gita. So I believe already that Gita is true. My mind will give the logic to prove it is true. This is the job of the mind. It cannot go against my idea, which my ego is holding. So then, that's why Buddha says, It's zero, nothing there. It's all false. It's all false. So this, once you study, this is the greatest height of meditation, in detachment, in observation, awakening of intelligence. Means intelligence is throwing light. Now nothing false can exist. Darkness will disappear. The relationship between intelligence and knowledge you have to see as darkness and light only. So intelligence comes, then this is all darkness. This was all in darkness you are living, believing this is true, this is true, this is true, and actually nothing. It just mind was proving. And sometimes not proving, then you have a problem, then you have anxiety, then you have insomnia. Then you can have all kinds of kleshas, afflictions. But the root of these afflictions is here. Once you observe, means intelligence again got awakened, even for 10 seconds. But in 10 seconds, this darkness disappears. And now you cannot go back. Now you cannot rely on this mind even for one glimpse. That's why I say that a glimpse of God means many diseases are dissolved. And this is all diseases which will create a lot of disease, anxiety, struggle, fight, no kleshas, all kinds of kleshas. So here, now you are going very deep. These are the glimpses of enlightenment. These are all glimpses. And in these glimpses, you saw the truth, the reflection of truth, like, for a while. But then you are fully crystallizing in a different way. Very subtle way. The I, as a seeker, as a meditator, as a collector of truth, and very crystallized, very confident on this spiritual knowledge, your I will be formed. And very subtle. That is based on your own observation and you cannot deny it. It's the real truth. Fragments. But the experience on fragments, your I will start to shift. Not to depend anything here, but it starts to depend on these glimpses of intelligence. And you will form an spiritual I. Divine I. So this mundane I, which we were now say, oh, nonsense, but then a divine I will be rooted in. Now, this is the last transcendental step here. Divine I, meditation, and your effort in meditation. This is the last triangle for the truth. So you studied ego and mind, and you become free of that. Mind doesn't stop just by doing some anulom vilom. It is just a hatha yoga practice. Transformation is not happening. But we are trying that even a glimpse can transform us. So here is a crux where we say, better find a guru. Because it's very tricky. Now, awakening of intelligence, ego, better find a guru. Even you can move without a guru here also. If you're very honest, very sincere, and you are truthful, 5 tenets, no? Truth, non-violence, not stealing from someone, no idea to take anybody property, knowledge from any books, no stealing. Even from Vedas and Puranas and Gita and Bible, no stealing of any knowledge, anywhere. And if you can be there with your 5 precepts, yes, you can move forward alone. Here. So this, now everything airy-fairy here. Not so concrete I can speak, but still I can go one step. So the relationship between intelligence and ego. So the idea of ego, and you are always watching that, before you are studying the I in relation to these motor organs and cognitive faculties and processing of manas, then ego and mind, how they are relating. Now comes the issue. Your own intelligence has created a divine ego. In all this process, what you are doing, living this, living that, no, this is not, I'm finding the truth. In all this process, finally you end up with what? There is a God consciousness. You got an idea there is something beyond, no? God consciousness. There is my individual intelligence and this divine ego, what to do with that? Here say, better find a guru and he will take you beyond. Because more you try, the people get interested to study the ego and mind because it's such a vast knowledge of psychology, true psychology. Like I bring with the idea alchemy. You know, this genetic disease fixed, which you say it will succeed 100%, alchemy. It's 1 week only. And we had, after 1 month, yesterday before, I follow it up for 6 months. No symptoms of pain, almost disappeared. Like, but he's taking care, doing yoga and other things. Like all things you need to take care, but no attacks. It is because before it was attacked, he was being immobilized, no attack. I would like to see after 6 months what reports comes from medical. But it's really worked. But you say yes, it's psychosomatic, and I tried. It worked like this. So this knowledge from where it is coming? This ego and mind observation. So it's such a treasure of knowledge that person gets attached to it, start writing books. You can be famous and world famous in this world if you bring any of the knowledge from there, and you can bring new knowledge which never existed. So person or meditator, they start on new philosophies, new knowledge, wherever it is, wow, everything like about mind and ego, he becomes the master. And so much knowledge is there. Doing a miracle, healing people, removing diseases, creating therapy. And many people from here, they remain there, but this enough knowledge. And this is it. They stop it there because it's so involving. And divine knowledge, the highest philosophy you can comprehend. You can actually see what Maya means. No? What this Paulo is doing, the psychology, you can laugh about it. Oh, like children's playing with the eye, analyzing through the mind the idea of eye, which is impossible that you can ever go beyond your eye, and you will be more and more mess. More you try, more mess you will be. If mind tries to analyze, tries to even comprehend what is ego, no possible. However, it only intelligence can see it. With the help of mind analytic faculty, however you will experiment, find truth, create calibration and coefficient of behaviors. It's all conjectures. Once you see it, you don't want to study this. You have fresh knowledge. And new faculty of knowledge you can open. You can open a new university and give a new flavor to all the knowledge, to behaviors, to interactions, the practice styles. So much knowledge that person feels enough. And he starts to enjoy it, talking about it, sharing it, writing books, become a guru, teaching people. That's its divine eye. So many people stop here. That is the height of this. Here, by grace, if you meet a guru, or by grace, if you have 5 precepts in you, is you are working on that. You are not stealing a single knowledge from anywhere. You are not hoarding, writing books, writing your name, putting in your books, not hoarding at all. Knowledge, relationship, nothing there. And you are only relying on your intelligence. Then, and now, relationship between intelligence and ego. Here you hit your head fully. Everybody collapses here. Howsoever you try, the intelligence will create ego. The individual intelligence, howsoever enlightened, fully enlightened, but bound to create ego. Here, person collapses. Or Buddha drops the effort, saying impossible. Impossible. You see, impossible. I cannot know the truth. Because whatsoever you try to see, ego comes in the middle. You cannot see anything properly. And even if you have a glimpse of in samadhi for a few seconds, the moment you are out of samadhi, by the time you are out in the flick of a second, another ego is created. I have this experience, I have this memory, this is mine. You claimed it. So here is impossibility. That's where Patanjali says in the beginning, create a three. You do tap, penance, you do swadhyay, self-study, for sure. Please take one, create an IST, create a deity or guru. This point you need guru. Impossible, I cannot do it, I said. I surrender my intelligence, not my mind, not my body, not my cognitive organs, not my knowledge, not my ego. This intelligence, I cannot go beyond it because this intelligence is creating ego this way or that way. Subtle divine ego, very refined where people are worshipping it. But you know the truth. So here, Buddha surrendered it, but nobody. He surrendered his effort, no more effort. This is the end of me. I cannot go beyond it. So this I and intelligence are so attached. You study the I through the intelligence, only I. Forget about mind, cognitive organs, they are no more there. Just the idea of I and intelligence. You become enlightened, I is not there. The moment you come out of meditation, I is there on top sitting. So it's such a game in darkness and light. Here, somebody says impossible. I drop. I am a failure. I cannot go beyond my intent. And person, non-doing, and say God comes when you surrender. So, and then he gets dropping all the effort and dropping. Then I start to be formed because you don't have no more goals. This is the end of height and depth. You drop the effort. Not possible. You see, impossible. Seeing this impossibility, you drop. Then Guru appears or God appears immediately. So this way you can see a model given by Patanjali of 7 bodies. And truth is at the last body, which I'm talking, 7th, the subtlest. So here, individual consciousness, if somehow you are lucky, you find a guru, you find a God, or you have worked honestly so that you can drop honestly. So that divine I, which was since beginning was involved, dropping all this material I, this I, that I becomes knowledge. Finally, this divine I like either it disappears by the grace of the Guru, his presence, by his blessing, or you drop your effort and enter into being mode. Full, complete being mode. And then nothing you are doing, no desire to do anything. That was only desire you had, which was dropped. And then your individual consciousness, you go beyond your intelligence. That is this is transcendental. It was beginning transcendental. The transcendental has to begin with transcendental. And this is the end of it. Here, you go beyond your own intelligence, not below. Not below that you get any idea and start conjecturing about it. This is no, you go beyond, and then individual consciousness to universal. That is another depth. Yes, please.
Before you mentioned the Umesha and Nimesha, it's came on this level whenever egos
No,
disappeared,
it will begin
or
from the very beginning. Umesha or
oh,
Nimesha will begin from the very beginning. That will lead you.
okay.
But the
And the second question.
best of experiences will be keep on changing.
Oh, okay. And the second, is it any difference in tantric meditation?
Completely different. I was explaining, I didn't bring Tantra here, not at all. It's complete, clean, not depending. This is neither yoga nor Tantra. You cannot categorize it. It is transcendental. It's beyond. Both. You cannot categorize it. Supportless, beyond meditation and the human being. There is no identification, Hindu, Muslim, Christian, American, Russian, no, not at all. Anyone on this planet, any human will begin, be it Muslim, be it Hindu. If he is truthful, he will begin like this. This is a transcendental path. It's not depending. It begins with freedom. At the end, yes, you hold on and takes care. Buddha did not make any ist, but he dropped the effort, but he honestly did it. So it's dropping. So here Patanjali Hindu says, you have to surrender anywhere. To whom you surrender, it doesn't matter. To surrender to my iPod, to my mobile, to a stone, to Hanumanji, to Ganesha, to whom, it does not matter. Your divine I finally comes to a point where you need any excuse. Surrender to my shoes. This is God. So here, all the forms belongs to God. So then Hindu says, why people at the end you have to reach there? Better it starts with the beginning. So Patanjali says, create an ist already. Whenever you need, surrender it here. Or you cannot create an ist. You can have only two: tapa, penance, and self-study. Only two. And if you have a guru or ist, it's okay. It's more better. You will be faster. You will have less time and more because he will be guiding you step by step. So this is individual consciousness merging with universal consciousness. You can call it Trik, Shiva, Shakti, and you. That's here. Paravidya, Para Advait begins. You go beyond your intelligence now. You have experiencing universal consciousness, attachment, mysticism. We call it mysticism. Mystic. So a mystic is born here. A mystic will be born.
Okay.
Oh,
1 hour.
Oh,
1 hour.
So this question I already tell you. The next question, I will take another tantric point of view, another point of view, karma yoga, dhyan yoga. Keep this question again. Bring it.
Yes, okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.